want this moved away? Yes.
Yes, let's take that off of here. Okay, there we go.
So let's see how we can do this. Oh, yeah, this. Good morning, bright and beautiful lights. So, can I move this a little bit? It's going to be a little tricky. So, I'm Reverend Ute Maria. I live in Chicago. I'm an Anton minister, religious science, and interfaith. And because I'm interfaith minister, I am so interested in language. I'm so interested in language and I speak fluent German and French, and so English, of course. And so when I ran across this Aramaic, I just said, I have to learn it. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to try to get settled here with this a little bit better here. So probably 25 years ago, I encountered Neil Douglas Klotz's work on the Lord's Prayer in the Aramaic. And his story is a little bit like mine, very eclectic in languages and so on. And he said that one day he was translating a letter from a rabbi for some reason or other, and then he saw in the letter the one thing this rabbi wanted to accomplish in this lifetime was create a body prayer dance and chant the Aramaic Lord's Prayer. And he said the sentence was just there on the page, but that one sentence propelled him into learning the Aramaic and then also teaching it. And so he's in Scotland now, and he is more of the Sufi faith. And so I want to give him credit. Let's see how this works. His website is Abwoon, ABWOON, you'll see later, .org. And you can find all of the things that I'm telling you now on that website. And so I'll start, let's start today. First of all, Happy Father's Day, right? Happy Father's Day. But our Father in heaven is like a Father that's present everywhere. It's not just the physical Father, but it's a Father that is beyond our comprehension. And so this Abwoon word means father. That's why we are doing Father's Day, right? And so all of you, I'm sure, can recite the Lord's Prayer from simply recite it, right? So let's do that just to see what it feels like. Just feel it, the feeling of it. And we can do deaths, okay? So, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive those who lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So do you recall ever when, in the past, maybe when somebody would chant, or when we were singing the hymn, Our Father? So how did that feel? Didn't that feel like, yes, this feels so good, right? Our Father, this song. And then sometimes people would dance to it, like free dance on the altar. And I always felt really connected to that. But I never felt as connected as I'm with the Aramaic. So just so you can hear the vibration of this sound, I'm not going to teach you Aramaic or go word by word. By the way, I'm going to want you to hear what it sounds like to begin with. Okay? So these are the words Jesus may have spoken. It was his language. Of course, he didn't speak English. He didn't speak Hebrew, nor Greek. In the temples, they would speak Hebrew. But at home, it was like the home language was Aramaic in the Middle East, and where he was from, in Nazareth or Bethlehem or Israel in general. Well, anyway, I'm going to say it now, and then at the end of my talk, I will chant it so you can feel it, right? Awun de Bashmaya, Nitkadish Shemach, Tei Malkutach, Nechwet Zivyana Haikana de Bashmaya Af Arha, Havlan Lachma de Sun Kanan Yaumana, Washwoklan Chaubein Wachtahen, I Canada Fronan Schwochan Lelchayabein. Wela Tachlan Lenesuna, Ela Patzan Min Bisha. Metol de Lachi, Malkuta, Wahaila Wateshbuchta, Le Alam, Almin, Amen. You see that energy, see, vibration. So in this prayer, there are 7 steps, just like in spiritual mind treatment. And it seems that maybe our spiritual mind treatment was also based on the Lord's Prayer in some way. And so we have 7 steps with a celebration at the end. We have our birth in unity, clearing the space for the name to live. We have the creative fire. Heaven comes to earth, the blessings of earthiness, letting go, heartbeat by heartbeat, remembrance, and a celebration of cosmic renewal. And so when we pray, we oftentimes place our hands against each other like this, and we say also use it for namaste. And did you know that this is to balance your chakras? And then there's another thing, a little tidbit that I want to tell you before we start going into each line. And there was a time when they used to do the sign of the cross by going all the way down their body, all the way across the chakras and across. And then they shortened it from here to there, like so you do it to here, right? So it's like kind of like removing your own energy from when you go from here to there. You raise your energy. So the sign of the cross was this feel that like something to really energize yourself. So in the beginning of the prayer, the ancients would go all the way down their chakras and across. And then later on, it was taught to do it shorter, and so it shortcut our energy fields. Did you know that? No, it's like interesting. Yeah. And in Aramaic, there are no words. There are no words like capitalized words. Everything is kind of one. Everything is kind of unity. And so the Father that Jesus was calling on is not Father, the masculine gender Father, but he is calling on the cosmic Father, the cosmic presence of that which he believed was the God to him, his Father, right? And the words he used, and I'm just going to do Aramaic for the first couple of words. The words he used was Avun de Bashmaya, our Father which art in heaven, our cosmic Father. And then Neil Douglas Klotz translated the first line as, O birther, Father, Mother of the cosmos, you create all that moves in light. And the word itself, it's a very interesting word. It has the vibration in itself. It's like a built-in language vibration of what it means. And of course, you know, you do Om, right? Om. So when you do Om, it's something in your throat, and then you end up with a vibration with your lips, right? And Awun is like that. It's really not something that can be translated. So saying our Father is really shortcutting it too. And so when we understand that woon is a whole concept, it's the creative process. It's the whole creative process in one word. Can you believe that? I think that's totally amazing. So the word is like this. It's it starts with So what's the word we use when we want to be really present with God, and when we are happy, and when we say, oh, this is such an awesome thing, we go like, right? This is awesome. This is fantastic. And in Hebrew and Aramaic, would be the connection of the Father and the Son. Aben would be the stone. So it's metaphysical interpretations of the connection, the unity between the Father and the Son. And it cannot be separated in the name itself. And then the O would be the spirit coming in. Woon. The life force is blowing into that word, and then it ends up in the manifestation with the N. So I invite you to just say with me, Woon, Woon, Woon. So Neil Douglas Klotz translates it so beautifully. Nobody can really, I think, can't do it better, but we maybe could try if we analyze it and we read the little books. This is the little book it's a tiny book. It's got a new cover now that's on your program, that was on your program. And it has not only the Lord's Prayer, but also the Beatitudes, and it's suggesting body prayers, and it's just beautiful. And in each sentence, each line or verse of the Lord's Prayer is translated about 7 times. So we call it the expanded translation of the Lord's Prayer. And this is how he starts out with the first line, which is, Our Father, which art in heaven. And here is, I don't know if you can see the words, but I will read them. O thou, the breathing life of all, creator of the shimmering sound that touches us, respiration of all worlds, we hear you breathing in and out in silence. Source of sound, in the roar and the whisper, in the breeze and the whirlwind, we hear your name. In a way, you see, it's the emotion comes right up. And this is what the prayer should be something that's expressing an emotion. It's expressing this emotion of love. So how can we love the Divine Father if we can't love our own Father? How can we associate this unity, this oneness, this goodness, if we don't think about what a father's, the Divine Father is like, and what our fathers are aspiring to be? And we all are humans, so it's a little bit harder to be just like God, right? But we're working on it. We're all working on it. And when you understand that this name in who is in Father, who is in heaven, is not only like a heaven, it's not the heaven that we think about. It's a heaven that is all there is. It's this universe. It's every vibration. It's every light, every source of light and darkness. It is that which in quantum theory we call them the field, the matrix, the field of all potentiality. And when we put our consciousness into that field, when we pay attention and when we put an idea into that field that we wish to manifest, that is the way our treatments are going to manifest in our experience, in our world. It's just amazing how large this prayer is. Hallowed be thy name. that is the second verse. And the title for that is Clearing the Space for the Name to Live. Now we know that Ahun Devashmaya, in our Father who art in heaven, is not something that's small. So that whole universal fatherhood and motherhood, creative source, we want to invite that into our hearts, into our inner shrines, into our own being. But how can we do that if that inner place is not clear of clutter? Just like everything in our physical world. If it's not clear of clutter, we can't invite abundance in. And so the Neil Douglas Klotz translates it in, I picked a few of the 7. Focus your light within us. Make it useful as the rays of a beacon show the way. Help us breathe one holy breath, feeling only you. Help us let go. Clear the space inside of busy forgetfulness so the name comes to live. I have this image. I did this on the cruise to the Caribbean, and when we went with Anton at the Anton conference, and this PowerPoint, I did it. And I wanted to show the feeling, right? What is the feeling? Ooh, when you really love the earth, when you really love this little chick. What is like when you spend the whole life, like you're almost 100 years old, and you have a little chick in your hands, and this is your joy. This is your heart. This is the sacredness of the earth. It is being present here and now and seeing the beauty of all there is. It is focusing that light. It is accepting that light and the cycle of beauty and blessing, and honoring the earth like this. Take some dirt and just honor it and feel it. And then we ask in the prayer, thy kingdom come. And thy kingdom come is that feeling of invitation. It's asking the source to just be with us. And Neil Douglas Klotz gives the image of a nuptial chamber, the wedding chamber, when in the Middle East they would have certain traditions. And so that was all, the celebrations would probably go on forever and ever. But everybody knew that now the bride and the groom are going to the wedding chamber to consume the marriage. And so imagine the feeling of the bridegroom, of what he would feel like to finally have his bride. And if it's this love, and it's this amazing human love, and it's only a small love compared to the love of God. But that feeling of invitation is what's conveyed in the prayer of Jesus. And Neil Douglas Klotz used these words: create your reign of unity now, through our fiery hearts and willing hands. Desire with and through us the rule of universal fruitfulness onto the earth. Come into our hearts, prepare us for the marriage of power and beauty. From this divine union, let us birth new images for a new world of peace. And don't we need that? So here's a heart on fire. Heart on fire. That's what we want. We want that feeling. The next line, what's the next line? Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So now we know in Science of Mind, as above, so below. And so that's the prayer. So in treatment, we ask then, we state, we affirm that our being, that we are an expression of the divine goodness and the divine love and divine health and divine joy and all those things. So all of these are included in this idea of come come into my inner shrine, into my inner temple, and give me that fire. Give me that fire, that love, that beauty, that which brings tears of joy to my eyes, that which touches my heart most. And heaven comes to earth and creates universal compassion. Compassion is that feeling of tearing up for the love of another, for the love of the earth, for just the love of life, the love of being alive, the gratefulness, the gratitude of getting old, of adding the years and saying, I'm here and I enjoy every moment. I'm present and I do the best with my life that I can do because it's the gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. So Neil Douglas Klotz says, your one desire, God's desire, then acts with ours as in all light, so in all forms. So in quantum physics, when you put your your attention on the light wave, it becomes a particle. And then it becomes that which we desire in our physical lives. Let all wills move together in your vortex as stars and planets swirl through the sky. So again, that cosmic connection. Help us love beyond our ideals and sprout acts of compassion for all creatures. So it's really like an earthiness. It's like a being present. It's like bringing heaven into our hearts. And here is an illustration. Somewhere I saw it. It's like one of the 7 wonders of the world. Oops, I lost this again.
You're moving too fast for me.
I am moving too fast here.
Okay.
Ooh, I was very fast here. I moved very, very fast. Okay, if you excuse me, I will find my slide.
You gotta find the reverse on that thing.
I have it. Okay. I have to go back some more. Now I'm giving away all my secrets here. I'm giving everything away already. So somebody says it's a 7 secret. One of the 7. What did you say? Wonders of the world is to know, to see, to love, to will, to feel, and to be. And it goes with our chakras. And here's that energy of divine energy flowing through our bodies. The next slide is give us this day our daily bread. And this is like this gratitude for the fruit, for everything that is in our lives, that is the blessing of our lives. And I'm already running into time. No, don't worry about it. Okay. The blessing of earthiness is the next step. So now we planted all the seeds, and now we are going to enjoy the growth. And it's a grant what we need each day in bread and insight. So it's not only bread, but it's also the understanding and those great ideas that we get when we become still and, do it this way, right? Subsistence for the call of growing life. Give us the food we need to grow through each new day, through each illumination of life's needs, produce in us, for us, the possible. Each only human step toward home lit up. So whatever step we take, we want the divine presence to light it up for us so we take the right step. We don't trip, right? We don't want to trip. And I have more here. I'm going to show you the one of the biggest lines that we want to look at is the one that is always misunderstood. So I'm going to go a little faster here. And the next one is forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. So that one is pretty self-explanatory. But it's also an interesting way to look at it. It's a different way to look at it than we might. And it says, loose the cords of mistakes binding us as we release the strands we hold of others' guilt. So where is that in our lives where we put these cords around people's necks and hold them responsible for whatever they did or don't do? And there is this feeling of let's let go of these strings, let's go of these cords, so that we are free, right, to move forward in joy and harmony. Forgive our hidden past, the secret shames, as we consistently forgive what others hide. Sometimes we judge something and we don't even know what we judge. So whatever is hidden is not, it's not really there. It's just what we think is there. So let's just not think that. Let's just be free to enjoy the goodness and the love of God. Untangle the knots within so that we can mend our hearts' simple ties to others, without judgment, without pain, without just being present with others and accepting others as they are in their evolution, because we are all evolving. I don't know if we've reached it. If we ever reached it, I think we wouldn't be in this body. We might be in a light body. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And isn't that this sentence that the verse that really is the one that created the most confusion? It created the most confusion for everybody, and also created some problems in our culture. So there's not this kind of evil that people think about, and I like to kind of find the bridge from the old to the new way. I remember Dr. Marion Hall, who is right there behind us in the back. I had the privilege of meeting her years ago when I first joined Anton, and I remember that you were speaking about we need to change our language. That I remember that very clearly, that we need to change the way we talk about God and the way we separate in our everyday language. Remember that? Wow, that was a long time ago, but it was awesome. So in this case, we don't have the word evil. It's the birth of a new creation and liberty. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back. Don't let us enter forgetfulness, the temptation of false appearances. Keep us from hoarding false wealth and from the inner shame of help not given in time. And that's a timely message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we hoard all kinds of stuff, and then it's not really making us happy. Once we have it in a house, then it's a burden. And I know that. I know how that feels, yeah. So I'm going to just tell you quickly about two words that are important. In Aramaic, patsan means loosen the hold of, give liberty from, separate us from, keep us alert. So Ela patsan min bisha, which is translated, do not lead us in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Bisha is the word we translate as evil, but it's really not the word that we think is. So bisha is bad, ugly, error, cruel, mistake, malignant, rotten, and unripe. So Jesus really preferred the word unripe. He uses it in the Beatitudes also. It's the bisha, he uses this word, and it's unripe, immature, in this kind of direction, not kind of some kind of different power. Something different, something separate. What I like this image of knots, those knots are really entangled, but they're beautiful knots, and that's really how we feel about our stuff. It's beautiful stuff, but we want to take the knots out and make our path smooth. So the last sentence, the last verse is, "For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen." And that was not really always it's not in the Bible both versions, but Neil Douglas Cloud says that this was definitely something that was used at the end of prayers. And it's a celebration. It's a It's a life force celebration of cosmic renewal. And I'll give you a little bit more of this part because it's so awesome. From you is born all ruling will, the power and the life to do, the song that beautifies all. From age to age it renews. To you belongs each fertile function, ideals, energy, glorious harmony during every cosmic cycle. Out of you the vital force producing and sustaining all life, every virtue. Out of you the astonishing fire, the birthing glory, returning light and sound to the cosmos. Again and again from each universal gathering of creatures, nations, planets, time and space to the next. Truly power to these statements. May they be the ground from which all my actions grow. Sealed in trust and faith. Amen. And here is that core, right? That core of light. Everything is coming out of that, the cosmic Father. It's coming out of that light. And the Amen is the sealed in this one. I had truly power. It's an oath at the end of the prayer that is, I prayed this, but I'm taking it, this is for real. I'm not just dropping it after. This is what I'm going to live now. And it's sealed in trust and in faith. And Amen is just like our Amen. Right? And so this is what I want to share this morning. And I chant this prayer, and so I would like to offer you the chant to finish my talk. And I hope it's not too long. Okay. So I can turn this off. I can take this down so I can do it. What is that? Oh, that's this. Okay. I wonder what Shemaya, I wonder what Shemaya, I wonder what Shemaya, I wonder what Shemaya. Nit Kaddish Shemach, Nit Kaddish Shemach, Nit Kaddish Shemach, Nit Kaddish Shemach. Nit Kaddish Shemach, Nit Kaddish Shemach. Tetei Malkutach, Tetei Malkutach, Tetei Malkutach, Tetei Malkutach, Tetei Malkutach. Tei Malkutach, Tei Malkutach. Nechwe tzivyanach haikana, de bashemaya af ba'arha. Nechwe tzivyanach haikana, de bashemaya af ba'arha. Havlan lachma de sun kenan yaumana. Havlan lachma de sun kenan yaumana. Washwa klan achar bein wachtahein. I Canada frenan schwochan lol chaya bein. Washwa klan achar bein wachtahein. I Canada frenan schwochan lol chaya bein. Wela tachalan lenesuna ela padzan min bisha. Wela tachalan lenesuna ela padzan min bisha. מתול דלחם מלכותה, וחילה ותשבורתה, לעולם עלמין אמן. לעולם עלמין אמן. לעולם עלמין אמן. לעולם עלמין And so it is.